Good Erev Shabbos. We come out of such special days, days of closeness to Hashem, days of connection to Hashem. We went through a Rosh Hashanah, a Yom Kippur, a Sukkot. We sat in Hashem's Shechina with Hashem in the Sukkah, and then we enter into Simchas Torah, which is the pinnacle of all the Yom Naram, of all the days we were leading up to Simchas Torah, and then we enter into the regular mundane, the day-to-day, and really, how do we enter into those days? And what can we do to recreate those special moments? Those moments of closeness, those moments of awe, those moments of kirvas alekim litayv, those moments of hanging on to and feeling Hashem so close to us, those moments that we didn't want to part from, those lingering moments of Ne'ilah when everything was just so good and so special. How do we enter into the day-to-day, the mundane, the physical, the world? We go back to our jobs, to our places. How do we do it? I think if we look in this week's Parsha, we can see the message. The message lies within. This week's Parsha, Parshat Bereishit. Hashem created a most beautiful world. He created everything. It was a world of perfection, a beautiful world. There's Adam and Chava. There's beautiful things that have happened. But in this week's Parsha, we have a Parsha full of the first sin, which leads to the first fight between man and wife, which leads to the banishment from Gan Eden. After the flood, we are reconnecting to Hashem. We're rebuilding that connection, that world, the world that will be destroyed, that perfect, beautiful world. And really, that's a story of our lives. That's a story of us in this world. We're here to recreate that perfect place, an Olam Haba, the time of Mashiach, a time of perfection, a time of beauty in this world. And that really is the message of this Parsha and the Parshias that will follow. Someone shared with me a beautiful thing. He said, if you look in the coming Parshias, Bereishit is the Parsha of creation. That's Zehayom Tchilas Masecha Zikaron Liyom Rishon. That's Rosh Hashanah. Noach is out there trying to get everyone to do tshuva. That is Yom Kippur. And then we have, after Parshas Noach, Lech Lecha, we go out into our sukkahs. We entered into the Tzila de Memnusa, into the connection and the closeness of Hashem. And after Lech Lecha, we have Vayera Elav Hashem. Hashem reveals Himself. And that is, as we started by saying, that is Simchas Torah. That is a time when Hashem reveals Himself in all His glory. That's the days that we're leading up to that. And that's recreated again in the coming Parshias, which is really the message that we have to take after coming off such a high, such a spiritual high, such closeness to Hashem. And now we go into the mundane. Now the job of every one of us is to recreate those moments in the mundane, in the physical, in this world, is to remember those times and try and recreate them. Try and bring ourselves closer to the Rebbeinu Shalom. I want to finish with this story. And the story is as follows. There was a Yid who had such a high from Yom Kippur. After Ne'ilah, he goes to his Rav and he says, Rabbi, he says, tomorrow I have a meeting in one of the most unsafe places, a place that, people usually don't go there. It's a place we try to avoid. And he has a meeting. He owns a building over there. And he says, I don't know how I'm going to go from such a high to tomorrow to having a meeting in that place. And I don't know. I can't bring myself to do it. And the Rav turned to him and he says, what do you mean? He said, the point of Ne'ilah, the point of your closeness to Hashem, is that you should take that and recreate it tomorrow, even in a place of darkness, even in a place that you usually would not find yourself, but go there and be a light onto the people. Go there and bring your inspiration over there. Bring light to the darkness. As we enter into a dark winter, into a cold winter, and we think back to those times of warmth, of closeness to Hashem, the message and the work of every one of us is to take those special moments, remember those moments, and work again to recreating them, to recreating those moments in the time of darkness and the time of cold, making them warm and making them light again. You should all have a wonderful, beautiful Shabbos and a Varma, beautiful, warm winter. Take care, Kol Tov.